Welcome back, my fellow mobile gamers, to a series of videos that have been on pause for 6 months, I know, but that is now finally returning, and it's my weekly roundup of the most interesting mobile games that I played last week. Now, as always, I'll spend just about a minute per game to give you guys a quick overview without too much fluff, and in this week's episode, we'll have a look at an RPG AFK Arena clone, an interesting take on the top-down tactical shooter genre, and an incredibly silly ragdoll physics western game. So strap in and let's get started with this hilariously silly ragdoll physics western themed shooter called Gumslinger, where we duel it out in 64-player tournaments of 1 versus 1 last man standing fights. So in this game, each match is a true western duel where we slide on the right side of the screen to quickly draw and position our gun before then tapping the left side to shoot our opponent. With lots of fun characters and weapons and skins and awesome effects, there's plenty to unlock along the way, and the game's many game modes make it feel as if there's always a new challenge to dive into. Now, we're not fighting players in real time in this game, but our opponents are bots that mimic the reaction time and the skill level of actual other players. Combined with the ragdoll physics, this makes the game truly challenging and just comically unpredictable. Gumslinger monetizes through incentivized video advertisements and occasional forced ads between the start of a tournament or a mission. The forced advertisements can be removed through a one-time $4.99 in-app purchase that also unlocks a few additional features. While more in-game currency can also be acquired through additional in-app purchases, the monetization is actually very relaxed overall, and the unique gameplay can easily be enjoyed as a free player. The game is offline playable, it takes up 330 MB of space, it's available on both Android and on iOS, and it's one of the best casual action games I've played this year, so if that's what you're looking for, be sure to check out Gumslinger. Now, next up, we've got Bullet Echo, which is a fun, hero-based, tactical, top-down PvP shooter from the creators of Cats, Crash Arena Turbo Stars, and even the old Cut the Rope games. It features a wide variety of heroes with unique weapons and stats, and both Battle Royale and King of the Hill game modes. But what truly sets this game apart from existing top-down shooters is that we play in an almost completely dark room, lit up only by our own and our teammates' flashlights. And what this means is that we have a very limited field of view, and we're forced into an almost stealth-like gameplay experience, where listening carefully to the direction of footsteps and gunshots is as important as what we can actually see on the screen. So you have to play this game with sound on, and preferably even with a headset on. Now, our goal is to score the most points or beat the last man standing while picking up ammo, shields, and even power-up that lasts until the end of the round to increase our chances of winning. The entire game is highly polished, with intuitive UI, polished graphics, and just perfect for mobile, short matches, even in the Battle Royale mode. Now, we progress in this game by completing missions, by earning trophies, and by acquiring loot chests that may reward us with hero cards, with gear, or with currency. And we need multiple of these same hero cards to level up our heroes, which means that players that pay to get more loot chests instantly, unfortunately and obviously, have a huge pay-to-progress fast advantage. This, and the fact that we often end up fighting bots when there are not enough players to be matched against, are this game's main downsides. The game requires online access, it takes up only 329 MB of space, which is not a lot for a shooter on mobile. It's out on Android and on iOS, and it's ultimately a fun and relatively unique game that could have been great if it wasn't for the somewhat aggressive monetization and, unfortunately, lack of players, which is what causes us to play bots almost constantly in this game. And then we've got this week's only game played in portrait mode, the AFK Arena inspired idle RPG called Idle Arena Clicker Heroes Battle, which is a game with endless single-player levels, guilds, dungeons to explore, bosses to defeat, and an insane amount of loot. Oh, and of course, a gacha system for acquiring new heroes. Essentially, everything you'd expect from a modern incremental game, for better or for worse. Like most games in this genre, combat in Idle Arena is 100% automated since it's idle combat, leading to a core gameplay loop that revolves mostly around incrementally upgrading and improving our team of heroes. There's lots of content to dive into though, with frequent updates adding a bit of variety to the otherwise somewhat repetitive grind of completing the many daily quests, because yes, it's one of those types of games, lots of daily quests, weekly quests, login rewards, and so on and so on, and it does get kinda tedious, but that's where the online events come in and at least add a bit of variety. The game is actually very generous with its premium currency, which is used to unlock new heroes through a gacha mechanic, and unlike in AFK Arena, I haven't yet at least reached any pay or grind walls in Idle Arena. However, the progression is dreadfully slow, especially in the beginning of this game, and it takes weeks to really get into the game and unlock most of the gameplay features. And to be frank with you guys, if it wasn't because I was gonna do this review of the game, I might have just quit after a few days because of this very slow progression. It is a decent alternative to AFK Arena though, because it's one of the only real alternatives to AFK Arena on mobile. You just have to be aware that it's much more slow paced, but you can get through it though if you just continue grinding. It's less polished and the UI is also less intuitive, so those are the downsides of this game. Now, Idle Arena monetizes through incentivized advertisements for free premium currency and in-app purchases for additional currency, a monthly subscription, and just other pay-to-progress fast advantages. The single-player content can be enjoyed as a free player, and that is the biggest chunk of the game. It is primarily a single-player game, but competing in the asynchronous PvP will be very difficult without paying to win, and I think that's true for AFK Arena as well and many other games in this genre. So if I were you, I would just stick to the single-player. The game requires online access. It takes up 315 megabytes of space. It's out on Android and on iOS right now, and if you can live with the monetization, it's actually a decent alternative to AFK Arena. Now, if you like what you've seen so far, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for lots more mobile gaming goodness, because that's what this channel is all about. There's also a ton of videos already on the channel, so be sure to go check out some of those if you haven't already. So thank you very much for spending a few minutes with me here today. I hope you had a great time, and until next time, just keep gaming, stay awesome, and I'll see you guys around.